If you've never looked into it before, it might come as a surprise that the cost of buying a bounce house outright is like the same as it would cost you to rent one for the weekend. There's actually tons of different consumer grade bounce houses on the market, but today I'm going to show you the best one with the most features for the lowest price point because, well, that's just what we do here. But first, what's up? I'm Jeff. Welcome to the backyard. This is Fun Sized Adventures, where I help parents like you build some backyard fun for your kids while keeping it on a budget. And today we're going to try to save money while purchasing a bounce house. A big shout out to the brand Klo Kick for sending us this bounce house to make this video about. Today I'm going to show you what comes in the box, how to set it up, and then give you my honest thoughts of whether or not this is a great bounce house. Spoiler alert, I kind of think it is, especially for the price. Alright, so in the box you're going to find a giant bundle. That is the bounce house itself. And then you're going to find the fan that inflates it, a handful of patches if you eventually need to make some repairs, stakes for the bounce house as well as for the fan, a nice big carrying bag, and a little basketball, just kind of like a beach ball, but it gets the job done. So the setup to this is very simple, takes under 5 minutes. What you want to do is find a nice flat area of your yard that's clear from any debris that might puncture the bounce house. Spread it out, tie the inflation tube onto the fan, plug the fan in, and then 40 seconds later, boom, you got a bounce house. But before you let the kids jump in, make sure to go around and tap all those stakes in. You could also stake it down before you inflate it, but either way is fine. And then just inflate that basketball, which if you're long-winded like me, will take one single breath. When they're all done, the pack up is just as simple. Just turn that fan off, disconnect it. The bounce house will start deflating itself. If you want to not have to mess with it, just leave it there. About 10 minutes later, come back and it will be fully deflated all on its own. Then roll it up. Make sure the tube that attaches to the fan is laid out straight so that the air can escape, because that's the only larger opening for air to escape from. So if that's clear and not twisted at all, the air will escape much quicker. Then you fold everything back up, put it back in the bag, and you can store it. It's super simple, easy to take up, take down, carry with you if you want to go bring some extra fun to somebody else's party or whatever you want to do. Now let's get into some of the nitty-gritty about why I think this is a great bounce house. It has double stitching on all the seams, as well as extra thick Oxford fabric, I guess it's called. I've never heard of that before, but apparently it's a super durable type of fabric that they use in this sort of application. But it has that on all the bouncing surfaces that you're going to come in contact with. For safety, it has this extra extended pad at the bottom of the slide. Other bounce houses, you're going to go down the slide and then just fall off onto the grass. This has a little bit of a flat area to catch kids, prevent those nasty spills out onto the hard earth, as well as extra tall side railings on the slides, and the divider down the center so two kids can slide at once without having to worry about bumping into each other. The side with the door has a little spot to store your shoes so that they stay up and out of the way and don't become a tripping hazard. And then it has a basketball hoop built right into it, comes with the ball so you can have tons of fun shooting hoops in it. A lot of these things are things that other comparable price point bounce houses aren't going to have. They're just going to be super basic, not have the basketball hoop, not have the shoe storage, not have these extra safety features around the slides. And that's why I think this one is just one cut above similar price point bounce houses I found on Amazon. Speaking of price point, as I record this bounce house is right around the $250 mark on Amazon, but if you want current up-to-date pricing, check out the links down in the description. It'll take you right to the product listing on Amazon, and anything you buy after clicking that link will earn our channel a small commission at no extra cost to you and help us making fun videos like this to get you and your family out in your backyard having a blast. Now let's talk about who this is for. It's listed as ideal for kids 3 to 8. It can support up to 300 pounds of combined weight. So if you had up to 4 kids in that age range, that shouldn't be an issue. One thing that you might be worried about is if you have bigger kids or more weight, is that going to be more likely to damage it? I don't think so. In our testing of it, even up to myself being about 200 pounds, got on it with my 4 kids. One of the beauties of this feature is all the time there's air escaping from the seams. So if you put heavier things on it, like me on there with them, it just kind of forces more air out of the seams. And it kind of ruins your enjoyment of it before it's ever going to ruin the bounce house itself, which is good. That way you kind of know it's like, okay, I'm squishing too far down into this, I can't actually bounce. You're probably overweighting it and you should remove some people. And even the 4 of my kids, which are 11, 10, 6, and 4, some of them are over the age limit that they recommend. They're probably still right around the ballpark of the weight limit, and they were having no issues. The older kids are a little bit taller, so it is a little bit less fun for them, like they're standing head and shoulders above the basketball hoop, but they still enjoy it. It was a fun time. And it's good to have that peace of mind that you know it's not going to break under their bigger girth, weight, stature. And then I definitely noticed as I watched the kids play, the extra safety features coming into play. We stress test those railings, having the kids running kind of dive against those railings as they went down, and they caught them every single time. And the kids actually found fun ways to use that extra pad at the bottom as a bit of a trampoline and run and bounce up that and dive into the bounce house. And that wasn't the intention of that safety feature, but they found a way to have fun with it anyway. One thing you do have to watch out for is if kids fall against the side, the uprights can kind of collapse over a little bit and they can kind of get stuck in there, so you want to make sure you always use adult supervision. But at the end of the day, let me be honest for a second. We have a bunch of different equipment here in the backyard for the kids to have fun on, and bounce houses were never something that was on my radar at all. And I think that's partially because I thought, number one, I thought they were more expensive. Number two, I thought they would be a pain in the butt to take up and take down. And number three, you need that fan running, and I thought that that's just like long-term cost of electricity involved.
How long will it take?
And to answer those questions, number one, they're not as expensive as I thought they were. Number two, the setup and takedown is actually way quicker. You could have this set up, like I said, in 5 minutes. Take it down, it's a little bit longer, but that's not active time because you're kind of just waiting for it to deflate. And then number three, the fan is about 440 watts, which means that it's gonna cost you 1 kilowatt hour for every 2 hours you have it running, roughly. And that's only like 15, 20 cents depending on where you live. So it's not a large electricity cost. And yeah, I think that having this one really turned me around on. This is a great addition to your backyard, especially if you have those younger kids. But if maybe your kids are a little bit older, then check out this video right here where I'll talk about another product that would be a great fit for your older kids who are maybe in that 8 to 12-year-old range. See you over in that video. Till next time, get out there in your bounce house or whatever you got, and just have a fun size adventure of your own with your kids in your own backyard, and do it on a budget.